Speedo there in third place, and here is Ward Burton making a pass on Stevie Reeves. Burton in the 95 Caterpillar car. Reeves in the number 7 Clever Girl car. There's Kenny Wallace getting out. They get together just a little bit.
And Reeves is going to spin!
And Stevie Reeves will tag the outside concrete. Now traffic coming right at him to go above him. Boy, great camera work, guys, as Reeves gets the car down and you get that shot of the traffic just easing by on the outside.
It's almost like we cued Stevie. Spin. We've got the camera on him. Watch as he go down in turn 1. This is Kenny Wallace on the inside, the Red Dog car, and I think he takes Stevie's line away from him going in the corner. He has to go in a little bit too high, and when he does that, see how he gets up out of the groove a little bit? Away he goes.
If it just was not anything you could do with it once the back end broke loose. Had those right wheels up there and the loose stuff, we call it, where a lot of cars haven't run yet.
What a tough break for Stevie Reeves, qualifying on the pole last week, had a good qualifying run this week, and has a heavy damaged car early on. We'll be back to Darlington after this.
There we see Mark Martin with almost all the cars in the field in front of him.
Well, he has a lot of ground to make up.
Oh!
Trouble! The point, second place man in the points, Dan Little caught up here. His car is badly damaged.
Boy, that will not help at all in the points chase. He was going underneath Jeff Green, and there was contact between him and Tracy Leslie's Detroit gasket car, and Little's car is heavily damaged, both front and rear. Let's watch this once again. Here he is, Little behind Jeff Green.
And Tracy Leslie tries to go on the inside and make it 3 abreast as they came off the corner. Tracy Leslie and Chad made contacts, and I'm telling you, that is hard contact with the nose of that car.
He hit it hard, the inside retaining wall. Tracy didn't hit quite as hard, it didn't appear, as Chad did, but both of them a lot of damage to their cars.
Now, another angle.
Oh.
Boy, he went straight into that thing.
And the car came off the ground. Now, Gary Cogswell and company are down there trying, actually physically pushing the car back behind the wall, and John Kernan is down there. John, how bad is the car, and what can they do?
No, he didn't do it.
Well, maybe. That's 10th spot back there. That is Craven in 10th, the 2-car Ricky Craven, and Mike Wallace, the 90 car, in 11th spot. And once again, Mark Martin.
Oh, he got Craven! David Green.
That's Troy Beebe in the car number 24 that gets into the side of David Green, and Green's car goes T-boning backwards into the concrete. Now Kenny Wallace gets his car fired, and Mark Martin somehow made it through that thing.
We didn't lie.
Let's see what happens. There's Troy Beebe in the 24 car. And we see that Troy Beebe gets in the 44 car for some reason. I don't know, maybe we'll have a better picture from inside Mark Martin's car, but I
don't believe Kenny Wallace hit anything.
Let's listen here. This is the roof cam.
Well, Mark just eased down in there, had the brakes on, had that car under control, and saw them just carting away. The water party for him, and he just drove right on under them.
It kind of reminds me of old track in Florida, West Palm Beach Fairgrounds Speedway, where I started. It was a half-mile track and had similarities, similar corners, but this place was 10 times worse than I ever thought. I thought there was a lot of media hype about how tough Darlington was. Absolutely not. It was 10 times worse than I ever thought. But we had a good qualifying run. I think we surprised a lot of people, including ourselves. The guys give me a good, this Farmer's Choice Chevrolet here. I'd like to say thanks to the Tampa Bay Tidro people. They've been behind this. Eddie Jones, all the guys did a great job. Fortunately, Saturday didn't go as well as Friday for us.
Well, that's what he thinks about it the first time, and that's a lot to think about, let me tell you.
And Ricky Craven has a little bit to think, too. Here's DuPont Chevrolet. You can see is missing some parts, or they've been rearranged out there.
Yeah, the left side is damaged pretty heavily.
Here's a replay of what happened.
This is from our speed shot. We'll see if we can see Craven.
Well, there he is sideways coming off the turn, Benny. And down to the inside retaining wall, and there's some left side damage. That's where it gets it.
Well, leaders are coming down pit road, aren't they? Yep, sure are. Here comes Mark Martin and the 92 car, Larry Pearson.
A lot of room now. Work the rhythm up again. Let's go.
Contact between the 55 and 60, and Vita was in the inside. He's going to take the lead back from Mark Martin, and Martin might lose that second spot to Benson.
Boy, Benson has come up from 5th place.
Oh, contact out of turn 2. Fedewa and Martin come together. Fedewa spins around once, twice, and that will definitely bring out the caution flag.
He ain't hit him in, man. Hey, he's got 4 new tires. He was wanting to cost him to get some tires. He's going to have to go to the back anyway. This is not going to work to his disadvantage, I don't think.
Because they had the brush as they exited that second corner, and now Vita was spun down in the third corner and back in the wall.
Well, he does have some damage now.
You see the left front tire is flat. I guess that he had some tires go flat as he spun over there, and some pretty doggone serious damage to the rear. Here's a replay. He and Mark come up the second corner, and he loses contact. He goes up, bangs Mark. He keeps control. Mike Wallace goes on the inside, and folks, he doesn't hit a thing here.
Well, I tell you, that could have been a big, big wreck right there.
Huge wreck. Because look at all those cars coming behind them.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, here's the initial contact from the roof camera.
There we see him lose control. When he saves it, he comes back in the side of Mark, and then when he jerks it away from Mark, he'll go up, and he goes up, bangs Mark. Now when he jerks it away, he will lose control. And watch Mike Wallace and the 74 cars. They split him when he goes by, as they go by.
One more angle of this accident, bringing out the 6th caution flag.
There he is, Tim Fedewa. You can see the back end get a little bit loose. He slides up into Mark. He corrects it right there. Then the back end goes around again. Here's Mike Wallace coming down there. Benson goes by on the outside, spins down out of the way of all of that traffic that was behind him.
My goodness, that could have been a wild one. At least a dozen cars behind these two, but boy, Mark Martin just held it straight as an arrow.
Yeah, Mark Martin does a great job here to save his car, because most people would have jerked away from that car and spun themselves out. And at second place, Benson has it. Mike Wallace back to third. Brandon LaJoy, the Duraloop car. We got a spin out on the backstretch. Robbie Reiser, FDP brakes car, and the caution flag waves. And Pearson did not get his lap back.
Here's the contact again. It calls Robbie Reiser, or possibly helped him a little bit. He's spinning, and there is Jason Keller, who is apparently on the brakes and just nudges him slightly in the door. Keller goes on.
And Tom Peck, car number 18. Tom lost a lap somewhere along the way. Apparently, they said he had a bad pit stop, so apparently he lost a lap in the pits. We saw him up there in the top 5 for a good while, but now he's being shown 1 lap down.
And they're closed in on the back bumper of Mike Wallace automobile. Mike reported his car being loose, man.
Yeah, but I thought he might have a tire going down, but he's still out there.
Oh, and the 64, LaJoy spins and hits the wall hard down in the first corner.
Caution is out. Fire is coming from underneath the car.
Here's a look once again at what happened left side of your screen.
He goes down in the corner and just hits the apron, gets the car a little bit sideways, and goes up, and bam, hits that wall hard. Knocked the fuel pump off. That's all the fire that we see on the right side of the car. Broke a gas line off.
It looks like, Benny, he goes into the turn. We'll take a look at it again from this angle. But as you pointed out, it looked like his left front wheel got down on the apron of the racetrack, and it upset the chassis of the car, and away he went.
And all these guys behind riding through the debris now, they all got to be concerned, are we going to get a flat tire?
Yeah.
One more angle, and you can see how violently that he smacked the wall. I said gas line. It might be an oil line, but it looked like it would be where the gasoline line off the fuel pump would be. And we see Randy is crawling out of the car, so obviously he's okay. Pit crew says there's something wrong.
I think what's wrong is that 74 car is a little bit faster right now. Oh, got some trouble up here in turns 4.
Greg Clark from Old Chatham, New York, in the Chatham Fuel Chevrolet. His car comes to rest in the waving caution flag. And we're back at Darlington Raceway with the 9th caution flag today. A brand new record for cautions here as Mark Martin is our leader. Here's what brought out the yellow flag.
See, Rodney Combs, the 43 car, going by Greg Clark. I don't know if it was contact or not.
Rodney Combs has made some contact with someone because there is damage to the front end of his Pontiac. There it is. You can see on the right front.
And there's a damage on the right side of the Snapper Pontiac. And while we're under caution, we will take this break and come back with more green flag racing action. That's the guy they're chasing, Mark Martin. Back in a moment.